Everybody, I'm the Crimson Siphon. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon HeartGold. In the last episode, we, got to Cherry Grove City, met Mr. Pokemon, got the running shoes, the map. We got essentially a rival now, because we found this guy who stole a Pokemon from Professor Elm. The Peeping Tom must have broken in and took it for himself. And now we've been told to challenge the Pokemon Gym challenge in, well, all the way in Violet City. Hey, there's Lyra. I forgot about this. There you are. Crimson, you can catch wild Pokemon with Pokeballs. Come, follow me. Just like that. Cool, like, jump a few times. Huh? Was I too fast? Yes, you were. I'll try again. Come this way. Alright. Okay. So this is essentially the tutorial for catching Pokemon. It's the same as the one... Well, not the same, but like it's similar to the one in Fire Red, where, you know, the old guy showed us how to catch a Pokemon. So... Except it's, like, longer for some reason, because I think it's okay to extend the length of frickin' things. I don't like this. I don't like the tutorials in Pokemon about catching. Especially the ones where they have them done after you're able to catch Pokemon. But I don't know. See, just like that. It's better to lower your target's HP more than I did. Or make it sleep or something. You can try all kinds of things to see what works. I'll give you these. Good luck. You obtained Pokeballs. I believe we have 5 or 10. I don't know. I can't remember. We'll have to check. Let's see. Oh, we have 5 Pokeballs. Okay, that's fine. We have 6 potions still. That's pretty good. Anyways, now that we have Pokeballs, we can go over the Pokemon that we're able to find on this route. And what best way to start than here? Pidgey is a normal flying type Pokemon with pretty decent stats all around. Its main stat that it excels in is speed. It has some pretty good abilities. Keen Eye prevents it from preventing its accuracy from being lowered, and Tangled Feet doubles its evasion while it's confused, which are both pretty good moves, or not moves, but like abilities to have. Pidgey, when it's fully evolved, will remain to be a normal flying type, and will have insanely good speed. I think it reaches at 101 when it comes to its final evolution. However, all of its other stats are just mediocre at best. It's not the best flying type in the game, and even though it's better than most early game flying types, in my opinion, it's still not the best. Rattata is a pure normal type. The main ability you want for this guy is Guts, as it raises its attack when it's inflicted with a status infliction, such as paralysis and poison. Its other ability, Run Away, is practically useless in this sense. Much like Pidgey, its speed stat is its best stat, and it's going to be even better than Pidgey's, in my opinion. However, everything else is weak to mediocre at best. However, as a Raticate, its attack stat also does get a good increase as well, allowing it to basically go over pretty solid hits on Pokemon. Its defenses are not great, or not too bad. However, its special attack and HP are where it is at its weakest. There are better normal types than Raticate, however this Pokemon is okay for early on in the game. If you want an early Pokemon, then you can box it later on. Sentret is our first Gen 2 Pokemon that isn't a starter. Sentret looks like it might be bad, however, with that speed stat that it has now, when it's evolved at level 15, it incredibly gains a mass increase in its speed. Almost, well, basically rivaling that of Raticates and Pidgeots when it's fully evolved. Its other stats do gain a good increase as well, much like its HP is gonna gain an increase when it's fully evolved. And much like Rattata, it's going to remain a pure normal type. Its ability that isn't, like Rattata's, it doesn't have Guts, however it does have Keen Eye, which, much like with Pidgey, it's the same thing, prevents accuracy loss. It's a solid Pokemon. It's actually much better, in my opinion, than Rattata, because it learns HM moves. More than Rattata does. It can learn Surf, it can learn Strength, it can learn Rock Smash, it can learn Cut. It can learn all but a few, but it learns more than Rattata does. And it's a good HM Pokemon as well. And only at night can you find Hoot Hoot here. Hoot Hoot has probably the best has the best stats of Pokemon on this route, at least in my opinion. Everything had at least orange and red. However, Hoot Hoot's HP is 60, which is pretty good for this early on in the game. Its ability Insomnia prevents it from falling asleep, which can be useful, especially early on in the game, because sleep is quite a common thing to see in early game Pokemon. However, the only thing Hoot Hoot does kind of lack is its offense. It's not bad when it's fully evolved, however, its physical stats are just terrible. The only other stat that I would say it's really good at is its special defense. And when that's fully evolved, it's incredibly good. Especially for early on in the game, so... It's an alright flying type, not my favourite, and especially out of all the regional flying types, it's probably the weakest out of the bunch. But I would definitely say it's not terrible. Alright, and I'm back. During that time, I was able to get through the rest of the route. I was talking about the Pokemon on the route. I'm gonna heal up real quick. I'm gonna... just in case, you know. Because we don't know what's ahead of us. Okay, next we're gonna go up here. And guess what? There are more Pokemon to talk about on this route as well. Oh, great. On this route, you can find Caterpie and its evolved form Metapod. Word of advice, just catch a Caterpie and evolve it into Metapod. Seriously, Metapod only learns Harden when you catch it, and it doesn't have any other attacking move until it evolves. It's better to have a Caterpie, then evolve it into Metapod, then evolve it into Butterfree. That way it just makes things easier. However, its stats as both Metapod and Caterpie are garbage. It's only good until it evolves, which, yes, is coming up soon, and it's really easy to get to. However, it's just not... I wouldn't say it's worth it. Caterpie and Weedle, both of these Pokemon are just hot garbage. They're not terrible Pokemon, however, there is one good reason to have Butterfree on you, and that's its ability Compound Eyes. However, I won't go over that just yet. Another thing about Caterpie, that kind of, if you guys want to catch it, is that it does learn some pretty solid moves, such as the Spore moves and Confusion, especially early on in the game. That's really good, but other than that, it's not great. Again, catch it as a Caterpie if you want it, but not as a Metapod. And then it has the other counterpart of Weedle. Weedle and Caterpie are very similar, same with Cocoon and Metapod. And the same thing goes for this Pokemon. Catch it as a Weedle, evolve it into Kakuna, then into Beedrill. The only thing about Weedle that has, is different to Caterpie is the fact that it's a poison type as well. And with poison, you get a lot of poison type moves, and they are quite useful. However, when I was looking up, the abilities of Pokemon, it only came up with the ability Shield Dust, and I don't know if that's just, well, the thing, the website I'm using just not giving off, the right information. I swear Weedle had a poison point for its ability at some point. Get it? Point. But I feel like it should have poison point, and I don't know if it does or not. If it does, someone please let me know, because I could not find it anywhere. Other than that, Weedle, I would say, is a little bit better than Caterpie in that regard. However, other than that, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Next up is Ladybug, and oh boy. Ladybug is good for special defense, and that is it. Ladybug is a garbage Pokemon, and is one of the worst Pokemon in the game. Sure, its ability of Early Bird is a decent enough ability, awakening it from sleep quickly is okay, but all of its stats, apart from its speed and special defense, are just garbage, that it won't be able to do anything really remotely important that makes it good. And its evolved form Ledian is it's not much better either. So I would just pass on this Pokemon completely if I were you. Just saying. It's not even worth it. And finally, to cap off everything, is Spinarak. This I can recommend more than Ladybird at least, because at least it has decent attack stat. And its stats aren't overly garbage. Yes, as an early Pokemon, it does have not great stats, however, it's pretty much average across the board, with 60 being its highest base stat total and attack, and the rest being around 40 to 30, which aren't terrible stats to have early on in the game. However, it's just, again, with Ladybird, I don't recommend it enough to at least some people. I recommend it more than Ladybird, however, I recommend it I don't recommend it as much as I would say Butterfree and Beedrill, if that makes sense. I know Spinarak is a decent Pokemon compared to those others, but it's, again, I don't personally, I'm not a fan of it. And its ability, it makes Ladybuzz obsolete because Insomnium prevents sleep, while Early Bird wakes it up early, so what's the point? Okay, and after doing all of those bios, we are here back at this little crossroads where lead to Mr. Pokemon's house if you go that way. However, this time we want to go up this way. We have a few trainers to get through here. I just lost, so I'm trying to find more Pokemon. Wait, you look weak. Come on, let's battle. I ain't weak. I have a much stronger Pokemon than what you have, probably. Youngster Joey, oh boy, remember that name. He'll be calling us a lot. He will, and yes, this is the first trainer that we will battle that will get a phone number off of, because why the fuck not? 48 experience points. Yes, I also did level up once off screen whilst I was doing the bios for Pokemon, so yeah. Hey, can I get your number? I'll ring you up to battle. No. Here's the thing, right? Yeah, I'll take it. Here's the thing with these numbers, or with the trainers and their numbers, right? They will call you up. However, 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna get phone calls with them talking about random shit. Something to do about their Pokemon and like how their Pokemon's like top percentage of Pokemon. In fact, those are the exact words that youngster Joey does say. He says his Rattatas always in the top percentage of Rattatas. So, I don't know. It's about you. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? Then you have to battle. I don't have to, but if you want me to, that's fine. So no Pidgey, level 2 Pidgey for that matter. Tackle the Pidgey. Gosh dang it. close to a level up, but we do have another Pokemon to beat, so we will take that down. Okay. And we level up once again. Heck yeah. Alright. Let's go up here. I believe you're not trainer, but I'm going to avoid you anyways. Gosh dang it! Grass. Oh jeez, grass. Ugh. You're a trainer, and I want to avoid you. Because why not? And here we have a new route, technically. There is one new Pokemon we can find here, so I will go over that Pokemon right now. We can only find one new Pokemon. This is Bellsprout. And Bellsprout, for this early on in the game, doesn't have terrible stats. It has 75 and 70 in its attack and special attack respectively. It's a grass poison type, and I would definitely recommend it over Chikorita if you haven't picked that up yet. Its ability Chlorophyll, erase its speed during sunlight, however we're not really going to be using that much in the early game. And its overall, moveset is pretty decent for what it is. It learns, the powder moves, it learns knockoff, however you'll probably evolve it before that. And to evolve it, you do need a Leaf Stone to get its final evolution, and Stone evolutions are a bit tricky to get in this game. You'll understand why, because Stone evolutions aren't easy to come across, and the stones to even get them are even harder to get, in my opinion. The best way to get them is a little something that we will be talking about much later on in the game. I like Bellsprout. However, there is one reason I would recommend catching a Bellsprout. However, we will not go over that just yet. So yeah, you can find Bellsprout here. That's great. Again, like I said, Bellsprout is not bad. It's just there's a lot of better Pokemon out there. However, out of all the Pokemon you have available right now, I think Bellsprout is a good option. And I think here... No, actually not. Do I want to go in here? Dark Cave. I do want to go in here. Who are you? Dark Cave. If a Pokemon could light it up, I'd explore it. Yeah. So, as they mentioned, Dark Cave is very, very dark. And here we have... First time I want to look for a Pokemon. However, before we go over that... Oh, never mind! I found the Pokemon I was looking for! Wow, that was really quick! Okay, let me go over this then, real quick. Zubat is a Pokemon I want to catch for my team. Zubat is a poison flying type and is incredibly fast. Has inner focus for its ability, so it prevents flinching as well. And surprisingly enough, this Pokemon is very bulky, even though it may not look like it. It's got pretty decent attack as well, so making this a pretty formidable Pokemon. I know people don't like Zubat for how annoying it is in caves, but I love Zubat for how good it is as a Pokemon. Its final evolution was heavily needed to make it just that much better. And I want to show how good Zubat is. Not the best Pokemon in the world, by all means, but it's so good now. Even in this game, it's probably one of the best Pokemon to have, and one of the fastest as well. Based on the Pokedex you get in this game, that is. And yeah, this is a Pokemon I've really wanted to use on a team as well. I've used it before, but it's a Pokemon I want to use on a team here on this channel. So Yeah, I really like Zubat. Then the other Pokemon you can find here is Geodude. Geodude is heavily defensive, and I mean heavily defensive. However, it is really slow, although you can probably expect that from a Pokemon that's made of rock. Its abilities of Rock Head, prevent recall damage, and Sturdy can, well, survive being, taken out by one-hit KO moves. And unfortunately, to get its final evolution of Golem, you do need to trade Pokemon. So unless you have a way of doing that, it's really hard to do, especially the fact that, the whole the online stuff with Nintendo is kind of dropped now on the DS, and I don't have anyone to trade with, so I won't be using a trade evolution anytime soon. And lastly, there's Dunsparce. You may be thinking, with stats like that, Dunsparce is a good Pokemon. Unfortunately, it's not as good as you may think. It gets overshadowed by so many other Pokemon that are just better than it. Its speed stat is also holding it back incredibly. Its HP is good, don't get me wrong, it has incredible HP, however, it just isn't good enough to really utilize its stats that well. And Serene Grace having the ability to, double the chance of secondary effects of other moves, it's a good ability, just not on a Dunsparce. And its other ability is just crap, so I wouldn't recommend Dunsparce that much. It's not terrible, it's just it gets overshadowed by other things, and it's probably something a lot better than that, so. Alright, here we go, Zubat. I don't want to take out too bad in terms of how much does a tackle do? I hope it doesn't one-shot, because if this does, just enough, that is perfect. And it's Leech Life, so it's decent. Go to our bag and let's catch it. This should catch, I hope it does at least. If we can't lower it down anymore, then it can. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Zubat was caught. Nice. I've really grown to like Zubat, especially in this game. I don't know why, but every playthrough I do, Zubat's always been a Pokemon I just catch. So, give a nickname to the court Zubat. No, I want you guys to nickname it for me. Wild encounters. Reveal yourself. Oh, it's a Geodude. It's a rock. Jesus. Alright, and I think with that, I'm going to end off here. Caught our first, team member that isn't our starter. And we got it to Dark Cave, and we're basically outside Violet Sea at this point. So, next time on Let's Play Pokemon HeartGold, we'll be entering Violet City, and we'll be seeing what's around. See you guys then.